the lead out was amazing. Philipsen basically, and it was a slow sprint also because until the last 200 meters it was slightly uphill and then it flattened out a little bit. So I would say impressive sprint from Philipsen. You can clearly see, and he also afterwards said in his interview that he's not in great shape during the half Vuelta already, but yet he wins 3 stages and maybe a 4th one in Madrid. So that's quite the comeback, I would say, after his unfortunate crash in the Tour de France.
Everybody, welcome back to the Move Plus. I'm Spencer Martin. I'm here with Johan Bruyneel. We are breaking down stage 19 of the Vuelta a España before previewing tomorrow's incredibly critical mountain stage, the final GC stage, stage 20, which finishes atop the Bola de Mundo, which is right outside Johan's back door. So he can give us some information on that. Just a quick rundown of today's stage 19. Pretty simple. One rider goes clear. Sleepy sprint stage. The crosswinds did not really come to fruition. With 60K to go, though, there was a bonus sprint with time bonuses, or there's a sprint point with time bonuses. Of course, the breakaway takes the 6 seconds for first. We're not quite sure what happened, but UAE seemed confused, didn't know it was there. Same thing with Tom Pidcock. And Jonas Vingegaard just goes to the front, rolls over, gets 4 points. He gets 4 seconds. He then eliminates, but think about that. That's like a 50% of the gap or 50% of the time that Joao Almeida took yesterday, and probably spent 6 figures, hundreds of thousands of dollars refining that position, that time trial position, just to give half of it back up by not paying attention. 34K to go. There's a little bit of crosswind, some echelons. Jonas Vingegaard really attentive up front, like one of the first few riders in the first split, and Almeida's behind. Jay Vine has to pace him back on. It was maybe not quite hard enough, even though it looked hard, was not quite hard enough, because they go into the finish and Jasper Philipsen, Johan's pick for the stage, just absolutely toasted everybody on the uphill sprint. Mads Pedersen second, Ular third for Movistar. Movistar really putting a lot of power, of energy into the lead out because they need a stage win at this Vuelta. They could not get close enough, though. Johan, as GC is unchanged. Johan, what was your takeaway of the day?
Well, for me, obviously the event of the day is the sprint with Philipsen, but especially, I would say, the way Alpecin has orchestrated this approach. I don't know. They obviously were the favorite, but for me, it's a bit unclear why these other teams were doing such a huge lead out, and Alpecin was just sitting back. I rechecked the images, and with 1.3 kilometers to go, there was not one single Alpecin rider in the top 40, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
And then they had, all of a sudden, you could see there's 4 guys. I know there's Ricard and Edward Planckaert and Philipsen. I don't know who the other guy was, but they just come, and Ricard just gets under the flag. He gets to first position, or almost to first position. And the lead out was amazing. Philipsen basically, and it was a slow sprint also because until the last 200 meters it was slightly uphill and then it flattened out a little bit. So. I would say impressive sprint from Philipsen. You can clearly see, and he also afterwards said in his interview that he's not in great shape during the half Vuelta already, but yet he wins 3 stages and maybe a 4th one in Madrid. So that's quite the comeback, I would say. After his unfortunate crash in the Tour de France. But I don't know how Alpecin, they have this way of, they've really figured out how to get to the front at the last moment with 4 guys. Yeah. And I can't see any other team able to do that.
It's been like that all Vuelta, all season, kind of. Mm-hmm. Like if you look at the sprints earlier this Vuelta, they're nowhere to be seen in the last UK. And then they just come up at the last second. I don't know if that's something we need to have. Maybe we need to have someone from the team on over the offseason, but they've definitely seemed to have popularized.
They're also, you have to be a bit lucky also. They were kind of lucky that, first of all, it was hard, the approach too. So the speed was not super high. but how many times will you have the situation that Ineos, for example, is leading it out for Ben Turner, who's, not really one of the top favorites, right? Even if he has won a stage already, but he's not one of the top sprinters. So the fact that Ghana was doing such a long pull was obviously great for them, because it was a high speed, and it didn't really. And then when Ghana left, I don't know who was pulling then when Ghana left, went off. Was it Lotto who was up there? I think with Viviani. I don't remember who it was now. But so all of a sudden it kind of gets together a bit, and then you see they're coming on the left side, and it looks so easy if you see it from the helicopter. I'm pretty sure that it's easy to lose each other also, of course. But yeah, what a difference also he won with, against Pedersen. This was an ideal sprint for Pedersen.
I know.
Slower speed. But, if you look at it, Philipsen versus Pedersen, it's kind of logic has been respected, right? That Philipsen wins.
Yeah. He says he's not in shape. It's pretty tough sprint, and he looks pretty dominant. So, he's probably going to win four stages here. Not a bad comeback from a disappointing Tour de France where he only won one stage and had the leader's jersey before crashing out on stage 3, I believe.
Yeah.
2 stage. Yeah.
3.
But it's at this point, there's no debate, right? Jasper Philipsen's the best Grand Tour sprinter in the modern era, or currently. The guy has 16 stage wins in Grand Tours, never started the Giro d'Italia, I believe, behind only Pogacar and Roglic for active riders, 2 ahead of Wout van Aert and Chris Froome. So not a bad Palmares.
Yeah. No, and listen, he's a great sprinter. He's, with Merlier and with Milan and Philipsen, I think those are the three fastest sprinters, right?
Yeah, Merlier would be the only other one you'd say, but the thing is, he doesn't start Grand Tours at the same rate. He doesn't win at the same rate during Grand Tours. For Philipsen, he's been in hibernation since stage 8 of this race, right? And that's not, a lot of sprinters can't do that. Just go away, suffer through the mountains, come back, looks fantastic. He looked way better than I thought he would after suffering for 10 days.
Yeah, but it took a lot out of him. You could see he was really, he was on the limit, and after the finish, it took him quite a while to recover. But anyways, who wouldn't be that exhausted, right? Stage 19 already in such a sprint.
Yeah. What's going on with that team? Are they losing one of the title sponsors going in the next year?
Well, they're losing the Koenig. So I don't know. They've lost quite a bit of riders also. They're losing Edward Planckaert. They're losing Johnny Vermeers. They're losing Timo Kilich. I just saw, who switches to Visma. A good rider. Xandro Merisse goes to Q36.5. So a lot of key domestiques who are actually leaving because obviously they're getting great offers, and Alpecin is not able to match them. They've invested a lot of their budget in Mathieu van der Poel, in Philipsen, and Caden Groves, which I think is the right thing to do. But anyways, I'm not too worried. They have good young riders also who will step up, I think.
Their advantage.
As far as I know, for the moment, they have not found a replacement sponsor for the Koenig. So I don't know if Alpecin is going to step up, if Canyon maybe is going to step up a bit. Don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation because Canyon needs the team to survive. So Mathieu van der Poel has somewhere to race. Obviously he could go somewhere else, but this is a good situation for him. So maybe they would step up. There's some changes going on at Canyon. I don't know if you've been aware of, but their founder came back in, is now the CEO again. So I don't quite know what's going on there, but that could change the relationship with the team as well. When you have, I would imagine he's a more racing oriented guy because he's a racing background, and that team is really where I feel like the brand went to the next level. But we can talk about that more over the offseason. Some of those departures too, I think that's like the Alpecin way, right? someone gets older, more expensive, and you're like, you know what? We're based in Belgium. Where there's big, strong guys who want to work all around us. Let's get them for cheaper. Let the more expensive people go to other teams. Anything, Johan? Anything else on this day? I still can't get over this. Like, how does this happen?
The other highlight is, of course, this bonus sprint. With 58K to go. I mean, you see Jonas take 4 seconds. Pidcock and Almeida, were they sleeping? I don't know. I mean, it's like you say, Spencer. He put so much effort. Yes, Almeida put so much effort yesterday in getting 10 seconds, and today for no effort at all, Jonas gets 4 seconds back. Ultimately, will it matter? We don't know. We will see that tomorrow, right? But that's definitely, I was surprised because you could clearly see when you saw the peloton getting close to that sprint that Visma was up there drilling it. Jonas was up there. I mean, you knew that he was going to try. And then it looked like UAE started to come to the front when they were like 50 meters to go or something.
I mean, it shows a huge lack of organization and discipline too. Like, were they not briefed on it? I was shocked watching it because
I mean, listen, there's not that much you have to remember, and especially especially on a stage like today is, okay, there's a bonus sprint there. You have a lot of time to think because there's only one rider in front. There's going to be 4 and 2 seconds. And if you see all those yellow guys with the red guy on the wheel up front, just be on the wheel, because Almeida or Pidcock would have beaten Jonas in the sprint.
Yeah. I mean, think of Ivo Olivier. They have all these guys, UAE, they could have easily have boxed Vingegaard out. It's shocking. I mean, maybe they thought the group would be bigger and they didn't even talk about it, but there's someone that I know that is like a strategy consultant for a team, and it's always a question. It's like, well, what do they do? It's like, well, that would actually be good for someone to get on the phone right when that break goes and said, hey, remember guys, 60K to go. There's some sprint seconds. Maybe we get up there and don't let Jonas get free time. I mean, we don't know. That could be the winning margin of the race.
Imagine. That would be crazy.
It's crazy.
That would be crazy.
I don't know if you're watching GP Quebec right now, but
no.
Pogacar's back. He's stomping all over this race right now. Wow. Not even the best one of the weekend for him. We'll talk about how that plays out maybe on Monday when we come back. But anything else, Johan, on the stage before we move on?
I don't think there's anything else. It was one rider breakaway. So from that moment on, we all knew it was going to be a bunch sprint. The peloton knew. Also, I think one of the slowest stages of the whole Vuelta, I saw somewhere after, with 50, 60K to go, they had 39.8 average. You don't see that anymore. It's still fast, but you don't see that anymore nowadays.
That room, I went through last night because you were talking about how short these stages are. So today's was really slow, still sub 4 hours. Only a handful of stages of this race have been over 4 hours. It's notable. It's almost a different sport than the Tour, where a lot of the stages could be 4, 5, 6 hours. So it is interesting how much shorter these races are. But then let's take a quick ad break. We'll talk about stage 20. Things could change tomorrow. Race gets serious tomorrow. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, this episode is brought to you by Caldera Lab. Let's be real, most skincare products are not made for men, and when they are, they're usually not that great. They're overly complicated, packed with questionable ingredients, or they just don't deliver the results. That's where Caldera Lab comes in. They've redefined men's skincare by combining advanced science with high-quality, non-toxic ingredients to create a simple, effective routine that actually works. This is incredibly important. If you're a cyclist, you're out there in all types of conditions. You're in the sun, you're in the cold, you're in the wind. That is tough on your skin. And that's where Caldera Lab has products that can help you out. The most simple one, my favorite, the base layer, a nutrient-rich moisturizer that absorbs quickly and provides a non-greasy matte finish, is great for your face. After you shower, after you come back, you put that on, your skin's going to thank you. And it's good for your legs. After you shave your legs, just throw it on there. You'll have nice, smooth legs. At least you'll look fast. People will be intimidated. They also have the eye serum designed to help reduce the appearance of tired eyes, like mine, including dark circles and puffiness. 75% of users reported diminished darkness under their eyes. So whether you're starting fresh or upgrading your routine, Caldera Lab makes skincare simple and effective. Don't settle for drugstore junk or steal your partner's products. I've gotten in trouble for that. Elevate your routine with skincare made for you. Head to calderalab.com/themove and use code THEMOVE at checkout for 20% off your first order. Again, that's calderalab.com/themove. All right, back to the show. Okay, Johan, stage 20, 165 kilometers, but that doesn't really tell the whole story because there are 5 categorized climbs with the Bola de Mundo final climb. It is about 9% average gradient, 12.5K long, but it's quite a bit steeper near the top, I believe. Not good pavement. You live close to this climb. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. So basically, Bola del Mundo is an extension of Navacerrada, right? So you get to Navacerrada, you take a right, and then it's 3 kilometers open, really, really rough pavement. It's like concrete. It's very rough. It's not smooth. And it's 3 kilometers at 12.5%. With, I mean, we can put up the picture here. Gabriel can put it up. There's 18%, 19%, 20%, 19%. It's like Angliru, but worse pavement.
Yeah,
super slow, and could be also windy. The last time they're going to go up is super hard. I expect it to be a GC day. I don't think, it's difficult for a breakaway to make it, because, and also if you think about it, Spencer, for Almeida to have a chance, first of all, he's going to need great legs. That's number one. And they kind of need the stage win the bonification.
They might even need the bonification from... I think it's at the top of the second to last climb.
Mm-hmm. On this, that's also on Navacerrada. So they come up Navacerrada first from one side, which is from what's it called, La Granja de San Ildefonso. That's kind of the hardest one, but there's some turns, some switchbacks. They go over it, they go down, and then they come back from Guadarrama, which is the longer side, less steep. But anyways, when they get to the top, then they take a right, and then it's La Bola del Mundo. That's those 3 kilometers. You'll see it's gonna take very long to get to the top.
And I went back and looked, and they haven't done it a lot, but in the past, the time gaps have been significant. So for reasons that, I don't fully understand, but with like the Angliru, the time gaps are never that big. And as we saw today, like Jonas and Almeida were kind of stuck together. But for whatever reason, maybe it's the bad pavement, you do seem to get bigger time gaps on this. So there is a hope that there could be at least something between.
And also, Spencer, if you look at Angliru stage, there's the Alto del Cordal before, which is hard, but not so long. And so the accumulation of meters was what it was in Angliru, about 3,000 meters. Tomorrow is 4,200 meters. It is the hardest stage of the whole Vuelta. So this is
not a long stage.
This is a real mountain stage. And also the climbs are high, 2,000, 2,200 or 2,300 almost, the Bola del Mundo. So this is real high altitude mountain stage. That's different than what we usually see in the Vuelta, where the climbs are not at high altitude.
That's a good point. I didn't even know that there was, I guess Madrid's high. So if there's mountains outside of Madrid, it stands to reason they would be high as well. But I had no idea these mountains were so tall right outside the city. What's this mountain range? What's it called?
It's called the Sierra de Madrid, but this is the, how would you say? It's the mountains around Guadarrama. There's many. A lot of climbs there. Navacerrada is actually Navacerrada. You have Navacerrada and you have Kotos, which is next to it. It's more or less the same altitude. Those are actually ski stations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I saw when I was looking at the pictures today. I didn't realize you could ski that close to Madrid either. I'm trying to remember the year. Was it 2015 where Dumoulin had the lead? Looked a little dinged up going into stage 20, and I think it was a mountain stage around. Was that 2015 or was that 2014?
I don't remember. Was it when Fabio Aru won the Vuelta? No.
Yeah, so that was 2015.
Yeah, it's in the same area.
Yeah, and it is a punish. I just vividly remember the stage. It's punishing, and then you can kind of get through the rest. But if there's any weaknesses, you can blow up. I mean, Dumoulin exploded on this stage because it's unforgiving. I'll list off the odds really quick. This is on FanDuel in the US, and then we'll pick our winners. Jonas Vingegaard plus 360, Joan Almeida plus 500, Jai Hindley plus 650, Tom Pidcock plus 750, Giulio Pellizzari plus 1,000, Eddie Dunbar plus 1,800, Jay Vine plus 2,500, Matthew Riccatello plus 2,700. It goes on and on and on. We'll call them out when we need to. If you do want to bet, make sure you check out NextBets, nxtbets.com/bet outcomes, and it will tell you exactly where you can bet, where you live, and the best sign-up bonuses on each book, which can be substantial. So, Johan, how do you think this plays out, GC or breakaway, and who do you think wins?
No, I think it's GC. And I think actually tomorrow in my opinion, it's UAE that needs the control. It would be in the interest of Visma that they're not racing for the stage win, because then the bonifications are gone. Right? So I can't see them control. I mean, if they're smart, they're not controlling, and they do everything that it's not a GC day, and UAE needs to do the opposite. But I'm gonna go for Jonas Vingegaard to win. I think it's GC tomorrow, and Jonas finally, stays with Almeida and finally beats him in the last kilometer. Plus 300, 360 on FanDuel.
Plus 360, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, the best climber in the race will win the stage most likely, so that's not a bad pick. But I'm gonna go. I think the best climber in this, Jonas, I think has looked a little vulnerable, and Joan Almeida, also finished behind Jonas on the last summit finish we had. He looked pretty good in that time trial. I think this is a good climb for him. I'm going Joan Almeida plus 500. And as you said, if he wants to win this Vuelta, he needs the time bonuses. He has to win the stage and hope that Vingegaard, it could be we could have like a thrilling countback situation here where we're like watching the clock tick down. But I think Almeida wins.
Okay. All right. My second choice is going to be who, in my opinion, was the best climber in the last time we saw up Alto Morradero. Pidcock looked the strongest of all the favorites. I think he was quite impressive there. Attacked himself, responded to all the attacks, and then dropped everybody in the last 200 meters. So he's going to be my second choice to win the stage tomorrow, Tom Pidcock. Yeah,
Pidcock, I thought about this. I thought he looks really good. Is there a chance, Johan, he has to fly? Does he take a private jet? Can he do the mountain bike world championships and then fly back for the final stage on Sunday? Because he looks that good. Yeah. I'm going to go wild card. I'm going real goofy. Nothing makes sense. I don't understand it. I'm going Jay Vine plus 2,500 because I think he might be the strongest climber in this race. And I think he's going to be in the breakaway for KOM points. In theory, he should have to come back, but we've seen some really weird stuff from UAE this Vuelta. I'm going to go. I think if it is a breakaway, Jay Vine wins from the breakaway, so I'm going him.
Yeah, okay. Listen, if there's one guy who can do it, it's him. I just don't understand why they even give priority to the King of the Mountains. UAE don't need this, Whether they win the KOM or not makes no difference.
Can you imagine if Jay Vine goes in the breakaway, wins the stage, gets KOM, and then Almeida loses the overall by like 3 seconds? It could happen. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Happen. Yeah.
And that's why this has not been my favorite Grand Tour for many reasons. The fact that that's a possibility means we've had a pretty fun time, because you don't often see that.
Tomorrow, let's hope, fingers crossed, that the stage can go on until the finish, but there's not going to be any spectators in the last kilometer. not because of the protest, but because of another protest which happened before the Vuelta. It was some kind of movement that said that they didn't want the Vuelta to go up there for the environment, and finally the Vuelta made a compromise, and they said so there's not going to be any spectators except accredited people from the organization in the last kilometer.
I think we might be seeing COVID rules brought back in 2026, Johan. I think they might not allow spectators on these final climbs anymore because it's just too hard to control. But yeah, hopefully it happens. They could have blocked today. What is going on with these? These sprint stages.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to say, Spencer, I read some news, and there is a big movement in Spain, and they've been called to action to come, as many possible people to tomorrow's stage and the stage in Madrid. And apparently they have a plan to get to the top of the mountain, not by road, but through the fields, which is how I've heard. So that's difficult to control.
Yeah, that's discouraging to hear. I feel bad. I feel bad for the riders. That's just all I'll say about that. Mm-hmm. Anything else, Johan, before we take off?
No. Just tomorrow we're going to be a bit later with the show. I have to travel to the south of Spain with my son for a 2-day race. So I'm going to have to do it after the team time trial. Tomorrow there's a team time trial for the cadets.
Oh, that's fun.
In close to Mérida in Extremadura. So we'll be
nice long
show
drive.
Will be a bit later than normal.
Okay. And then we'll do that show tomorrow, and then no show Sunday, and then we'll do a recap on Monday. But thanks, Johan, and we will talk soon.
Okay, thanks.
All right, bye.